Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 473. Happy Thursday. Jenny, good chilly morning to you. You've got me by 14. With that first sip of the day. -3 here. -3. But Jenny's got me beat with a -17. Actually, I think it's the other way around. I'd rather be sitting at -3 than -17. Good morning. Wow. Mind was blown yesterday regarding eBay, and I'm going to talk about that today. What's up, Herman? First, though, I want to thank Don for jumping on with me yesterday morning. What a fun chat. And we actually talked before. We've chatted back and forth on social media leading up to yesterday's interview. We had a phone call this week, just kind of going over what we wanted to touch on regarding the Fujitsu scanners when it comes to the hobby in scanning baseball cards, trading cards. And then right before the show went on, we were about a minute late, maybe 30 seconds late, because we were caught up in wrestling talk. And it's kind of one of those things where you're talking to somebody that you don't know well. And wrestling's kind of like that. I'm not afraid. Like, I push it on Twitter all the time. I talk about my wrestling fandom here. We were talking about ticket stubs and how we share the pack rat gene. And he's like, I still have movie tickets from my childhood. And I'm like, actually, the ticket stubs are like really going up in value. So you might have something there. And then I told him about at one time, I had a Triple H debut, WWF debut ticket. I was in attendance. You can see me for 1 second on camera on the WWF Superstars taping. He wrestled Rock and Roll Buck Zumhoff. It was at the Mark of the Quad City, so I'm sure there's not a lot of ticket stubs floating around. I'm pretty sure because I went through and me and a couple friends were chatting back and forth about ticket stubs. One of my friends is like dove headfirst into ticket stubs. And I'm like, well, I'm going to look up. I was told the story and came downstairs because before I came downstairs to look again, I've looked before. I looked at comps on like debut wrestling tickets. Kevin Nash, who was Diesel in WWF, and then of course NWO Kevin Nash in WCW. There's a debut ticket. Now it hasn't sold, but there's no like comps on debut tickets really on eBay. I think it's still something new, and I don't even know if that's becoming a thing wrestling yet. I think it will. The one listed $2,500, $2,500 for Kevin Nash. Triple H is a much more in terms of the hobby, I would say Triple H is more of a Mike Trout, and Kevin Nash is like a Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt. Like, yeah, still holds a lot of value, but he's not like at the Acuna Trout level. So once I saw that, it's like, oh my God, this thing might be worth a couple grand. I came downstairs, dug through because I am a pack rat. I keep ticket. I've shown off my Quad City River Bandits tickets from the early 2000s. I have one from like 1990 and it's autographed by some guys that never made it. I dug through and I found, I was at the Great American Bash pay-per-view in 1997. And it's like barely legible. It's super faded. It's one of those blue Ticketmaster tickets. Same with the Triple H debut ticket I had, because I didn't find it. And I think what happened was I tacked them on like corkboard. Like, back in the day, if you're my age, you had corkboards in your bedroom and you'd put pictures of your favorite athletes and all that stuff. And I tacked it on the board, and of course, light just from the room and light from windows. I think it got all faded. Same with my Great American Bash ticket. Didn't find it. So anyway, Don and I were talking about ticket stubs and wrestling. Found out he's a big wrestling nerd as well, so that was cool. It was a great conversation yesterday, and I'm glad. I know a lot of you were in the chat, so thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Went really well, and it was my first StreamYard experience as like the pilot. I splurged for the subscription. I just did 1 month because I don't know how much I'll use it. But now it's like, oh, what else can I do? This is fun. This is fun. So I want to play around with it more. So yeah, I might do more of those type of interviews. I don't want to do I don't want to get like a weekly thing. I don't want to do like a weekly interview segment. But it was fun. And maybe I'll tell my buddy Scott, like, hey, let's try. We've been talking about this Cubs podcast for a year now. Maybe we can do something through StreamYard. So we'll see. Back to the chat. Dan is with us, 25 degrees. So it's balmy in Korea today. That scanner sounds like it would be amazing for me. The price looks like it will be a while. It is a little pricey to get started. And I mentioned that where, I didn't want to take in that overhead. It's about the 70-30, which is great for the, junk wax era, the non-chromium cards, your Topps Heritage, your base Topps, those types of cards. It runs like after tax and shipping. You can get them for about $500, maybe $475. So yeah, it can be a little pricey. What you can do is download the Fetch Rewards app. Here I'm going. By the way, and just full disclosure, Fujitsu didn't pay me for that interview, but they did give me that ScanSnap scanner. So I guess technically I was paid, but I do want to make that full to promote their products. But they did give me a scanner, and I love it. Like I would, before they gave me that scanner, I showed videos. I love it, and I just want to help the hobby grow and help eBay sellers grow as well. So to help get, if you want to buy one of those, download the Fetch Rewards app if you haven't already, and you can use these for gift cards. And I'm trying to find my code, refer a friend. So if you use code, download Fetch Rewards. And this company is actually based here in Madison, Wisconsin, and now it's a big national company. Download Fetch Rewards, use promo code UNP3X. By the way, I don't get paid by Fetch Rewards either, but I do get a kickback when I get referrals in their app to use toward gift cards. So what Fetch Rewards is, just scan your receipts. You get like 25 points for a base receipt, which is essentially 2.5 cents. But if you buy like they have, so currently, let's go back into the app. They have like deals where if you buy this product, you get like 6,000 points for muscle milk protein powder. So that's $6 toward a gift card. Now, a lot of this stuff I don't use, but you might use it. So sometimes last year they did a lot of beer during the summer, and so I was racketing points buying beer. Casey's, my favorite gas station. Casey's, if you spend $50 on gas, you get $2.50 back. So if you get gas already at Casey's and scan those receipts, and it doesn't have to be in one setting. It can be, it'll track. So if you get gas today and you spend $40 on gas, as long as I don't know, there's no expiration date at this point. So you go back in 2 weeks, spend another $40 in gas, and you've got your $2.50 in rewards points. And you can use those points for eBay gift cards, which is what I use them for, Amazon, Target, Walmart, pretty much every retailer out there. So Fetch Rewards, use my promo code. If you use my promo code, you'll get $2 right off the bat once you upload your first receipt. So that's another way to, get $50 in Amazon gift cards. You can get that price down on the Fujitsu scanners. And it's great. What's up, Zach? Good morning. Herman keeps all his football and baseball tickets. Same here. And it really sucks that they're going away from paper tickets. Now everything is on your app, on your phone. What really sucks is I was at in 2015, the Cubs were no hit, and we had, and I think they were paper tickets. They were like literally printed on like from my home printer. and that was a no-hitter by Cole Hamels. First time the Cubs had been no-hit in 50 years. And I don't have a ticket, like my ticket. Like I can go buy a ticket online, but I'd kind of like my ticket. And it's beat up from being in my pocket all game. And my Pearl Jam, both of my Pearl Jam tickets were not regular tickets. My first Pearl Jam concert back in 2003, I still have that on display with my small little Pearl Jam collection. Let's see. Hope the PTO is enjoyable. Dan and George on vacay. You should have a coffee sponsorship. That would be great. Ed, what's up? Jeremy, good morning. DR says, have you ever thought of cutting your live streams in half after the fact and have a video that just focuses on your topic? Yes, I think about that all the time because here's the thing. People are going to see, oh, he's going to talk about eBay, and I want to learn about this, but it's such a long form, and I'm going to take 20 minutes just to talk about my day, and then before I get to the topic. So yes, I have thought about that, and I started researching like free video editing software programs so I can like cut up a video, and I want to add like bells and whistles when I do nostalgia breaks, which is like I'm aiming for February 1st. So it might just be crappy production quality when I fire it off, because I've got to I've got to find an app or software that's free. I don't want to pay for it just yet because I want to play around with it and then learn how to use it. Andrew, what's up? Good morning to you. Zach, I'm sorry, did you say junk slab era or junk wax era? Friendly reminder that your Jim McMahon's move and those b-ball slabs are getting dusty. Yeah, that's true. Like, look at Zach's comment, and it's so true. Those fancy shiny prisms in slabs aren't even selling for the price of a slab. $15, nobody wants them. $10, nobody wants them. But I'm moving Jim McMahon cards for $2 a pop. Like every Jim McMahon I put up sells within a couple days. So I wonder when I list those, because when I'm going through a lot of the inventory I list, it's like I'd pay $1 for that just for the nostalgia. I'm a nostalgia guy. So when I see a Jim McMahon, it's like, oh, I'd totally pay $1.50 for that if I wanted to collect Jim McMahon cards. I'm wondering how many other players from the era formerly known as the junk wax era, we're going to call it the best wax era. How many other players have that? Like Ickey Woods. I listed some Ickey Woods. They sell because he was like the fridge. I just sold a William Perry card yesterday. So, but those are close to me. Like I'm nostalgic about those guys, but there's other Bears that I'm nostalgic about that, if you're a Bengals fan or a Jets fan, you wouldn't be, but there's probably Jets players and Bengals players that have that nostalgia that, I don't even think about. Let's see. Jenny says 7 a.m. 20-minute hobby friend catch up, 9 a.m. 20-minute topic of the day. Don't forget those Zimmers, right? And Don Zimmer, his and mine are all. I could have paid for a Cap Anson. I could have sold like 20% of my Don Zimmer collection to buy an original Allen and Ginter Cap Anson, but I'd rather have 1,000 Don Zimmer cards. Not that I'd rather have 1,000 Don Zimmer cards. It's just now that I have them, I don't want to give them away or sell them. They're my Cubs. One more thought before I get into the eBay talk. Speaking of Cubs, I opened my last box of Bowman Draft last night. I bought 10 of the light boxes from Topps, which awesome, totally awesome value. They were like $90 a box, and like fun break. Not only fun, but good ROI. And I had one box left, and I'm like, I'm just going to rip it. I was watching wrestling last night, AEW. Going to rip this box, and I'm getting through. Now, the first 9 boxes, I did really well with base chrome refractors with Cubs. I think I pulled like 4 out of the 6 players or 5 out of 7 or whatever the checklist is. of the base chrome refractors. But I only pulled, in the first 9 boxes, I only pulled 1 Ray Wave of Ed Howard, and I didn't pull any color of Cubs. My last box, I'm going through and I'm opening and I'm opening. I get about half the box open. I'm like, man, this is the last box. This is a crappy box. And then the next pack, I pull a Christian Hernandez, like the Cub to get Ray Wave. So I'm like, oh, sweet. Because that's probably a $30 card. I didn't even look at the comps. I don't care. But it's probably selling for $30. And then, like in the last or second from last pack, cards upside down, it's a Cub, it's a color, it's a blue chrome refractor, Reggie Preciado. So the last box, I didn't have like a giant hit or really any, just a lot of dollar cards, basically. But I did pull a couple Cubs for the PC. And I've had that luck in other bulk boxes that I've just kind of kept around. I did a Heritage Minors. I don't know if it was 2018 or 2019. I think it was 18. And I had a bunch of loose boxes that every once in a while I'd grab, off the shelf, a box off the shelf, and open a box. I had one box just sitting there forever, and I'm like, I'm just going to keep it on the shelf. Finally, I'm going to open it. And I pulled a Miguel Amaya auto numbered to like 25. So that it's like the last box luck when it comes to my PC. So now I'm wondering, I've got a bunch of Bowman mega boxes. What's in there? What Cubs are in there? So let's get to the topic on hand today. eBay, how you can save hundreds of dollars in eBay fees. Now, this tip isn't going to save you hundreds of dollars if you're only selling a few items a week, but if you're doing a lot of volume, I didn't look at the numbers, but I'm assuming, but again, we know what assuming does. I'm assuming I was spending at least a couple $100 a year in eBay fees that I could have prevented, but I assumed that the glitch was on the buyer's end and not on the seller's end. And what I mean is when people come in and buy, I've got over 10,000 items in the eBay store. Jenny's got like 3,000 items in her store. So people are buying multiple items. Sometimes they show up as separate transactions. And we're like, and now with eBay managed payments, there's a transaction fee. Well, even with PayPal, each transaction you were charged a transaction fee because they're running, the payment. It's for payment processing. It makes sense. Like every place gets dinged with one of those transaction fees. So I always assumed it was just the buyer would click buy and then continue shopping. Oh, I found another card, click buy, not add to cart. They were just buying and paying separately as they shopped. So I just always thought, and I thought if they just put all their cards in a cart, it would pop up. And there's kind of a gray area. The person in the chat didn't really explain it. I'll go into it. So here's the genesis of how I found this out. A friend of the show, I won't name names because it was in private messaging. If they want to reveal themselves, they may. But they bought 3 cards out of my eBay store 2 days ago, which I will be shipping today. And said they had 2 separate charges. They bought them at one time, but they were charged 2 separate transactions. So 2 of the cards came in on one transaction, 1 card came on the other. So I went through and looked at my transactions, and sure enough, it came over, and I clicked on the 1-2 cards. Here's the fee, transaction fee. I had to scroll down for the other one, separate transaction fee. So I was charged by eBay an additional 30 cents for that. Why? When they purchased all 3 cards together, why did eBay separate it? So I went immediately to the live chat because this isn't the first time. In fact, this isn't the 100th or 200th time. This has probably happened 1,000 times. And I know it's happened multiple times with the discounts where people buy 3 cards to get the discount and it doesn't come off. And they're like, hey, I didn't get that discount. And then I have to go back and give the discount and look. And I had a conversation about a year ago with eBay, like, hey, this is a pain for me because now I have to go back in. And this little quirk wasn't a thing a year ago. At least they didn't tell me it was a thing. So I don't know. They said they went in and fixed whatever it was. So I don't know if when they did new updates, I don't know. But anyway, the link is, by the way, the link to my eBay store and the link to this setting is in the description. Thanks to Prestige Collectibles for he commented on one of the recent videos. Why don't you put your link in your description? That's a great idea. Why don't I? I don't know. Laziness, I guess. I don't think about it. So the link, and I'm going to click on it. So this person reached out to me and said, oh, I'm on the wrong link. Said, told me what's up. And so I immediately went to eBay and went to the live chat. And by the way, live chat, usually you'll get some good, a lot of times it depends on what you're asking eBay, because sometimes it's like, it's pulling your hair out. But sometimes it works. Like my trying to get a negative feedback removed. I think I was on with 2 different people in eBay chat and they're like, nope, can't do it. And then I got pissed and went to Twitter and somebody reached out via Twitter from eBay, and I told them, and the negative feedback was wiped out in like 5 minutes. And it's sometimes you've got to work to get your answers or to get something accomplished through eBay. So click on the link, and I also tweeted this out yesterday, but the link to the setting is in my YouTube video description. So we're chatting, and I told them the story, and I gave them the item numbers, like these 3 item numbers. They were separated into 3 separate transactions. So within this setting, it's manage shipping settings. So you can enroll in the global shipping program, which I'm a big fan of as a seller. I think it sucks as buyers, but it's, for me, it's a hassle to ship, and I think you can do it through eBay. Maybe I'll have to think more about that, but anyway, we're not talking about that. So below in shipping settings, you can go down to, it is about right smack dab in the middle of this page. It says allow combined payments in shipping, and I should have done this on StreamYard because I could have shown my window so you could like follow along. But if you click that link in the description, it gets you to the manage shipping setting page. So allow combined payments and shipping. Mine was not specified. So to the right, there's 4 options. Now, if you do charge shipping in your listings, you're probably going to have to add some shipping rules in there as well. All of my listings are free shipping. So and I made sure to ask, I said, now all of my listings are free shipping. Do I need to edit any of the shipping rules? And they said, no, as long as you do the combined payments, you're okay. So next to combined payments, mine was set to not specified. So what would happen is it wasn't combining payments. Somebody buys, like yesterday's buyer came in, bought 3 cards, wasn't able to come across as one transaction. It's separated into 2, which you would think eBay software is smart enough to separate this. I don't know why. Anyway, you go to edit and you click on, there's a box that says accept combined payments. Allow buyers to send 1 combined payment for all items purchased. And then you can specify the time period. The default that came up for me was 3 days. I'm like, yeah, 3 days is good. So I kept it as is. There's a little arrow for more info. It says the more info tab, buyers can pay for multiple items at the same time with 1 payment when they check out. Well, yeah, shouldn't that be? Why do we have to click a button within some setting that I didn't even know about? I assumed, and again, that's what happens when you assume that this is just a default setting. Like, why would this be on the seller to click a button to allow accept combined payments? I don't get it. But my mind is blown. I use the emoji on Twitter. My mind is still blown 16 hours later. And then the other info, you must accept combined payments to offer shipping discounts, which I don't charge for shipping, so I would have never known that. And maybe this is something that if you do charge shipping and you do set up a combined shipping discount, it would pop up a window. Oh, you've got to accept combined payments. But since I do free shipping, never was alerted. Combined shipping discount apply only to items listed in the currency you select. If you offer a shipping discount for additional items, changing the currency does not change the amount charged. So that's what you do. Combine, and I clicked out of it, make sure it's still specified. It is. And then you can go in if you do charge shipping. There's a flat shipping rule. So you can add an amount, and this is where you can like add, say 25 cents per card or 10 cents per card. And then let's see, calculated shipping rule. What's this? This is when it comes to weights. Select rules for combining weights for purchases. And we've got a promotional shipping rule. So this is if you purchase a minimum of $100, you get free shipping, or $20 free shipping. Minimum number of items purchased. So if you buy 5, you get free shipping. So if you do charge for shipping, those are how you can set some of the combined shipping rules as well, which that's also new to me. I've never seen this page. I don't know. I had to like copy and paste it from my chat stream to find this page. I don't know where it's at in the settings, but the link is there for you in the YouTube description. Let's see. Embiid had a night. Would this work if someone was undercutting the market via Marcus Allen action-packed cards? Yeah. Some attempted market manipulator on 90 action-packed. 50 points in 28 minutes for Embiid. Wow. I did not see. I haven't been checking box scores. None of my basketball cards sell, so that's what got me back into basketball, was the basketball card market. But I still do watch. Like I had after wrestling last night, I stayed in the basement for 20 minutes or so, and I had a game on. I was sorting some cards to list today on eBay. So I still do watch some NBA, but I don't follow it as closely as I was, say, a year ago or even at the beginning of this season. But I'm also like, this is the stage where I'm like tired of basketball. Like November, I'm amped up. December, I'm still amped up, but less so. By January, it's just like, eh. And then I'll get amped up like middle of next month once the conference tournaments begin. Now, and I'll still watch Badger games. They played Northwestern the other night, and I completely missed it. But I still watch Badger games. But anyway, Jenny says, thanks, Bo. I just updated mine. Was in a meeting last night. Totally forgot to go back to the tweet. There you go. Yeah, I'm like just mind boggled that that's a thing. Like, I don't know how many hundreds of dollars that I've spent since managed payment. And I don't know, when this rule went in, these combined payments tab went into effect, but it to me, it's like taking advantage of sellers, because look, I'm within the eBay, like I sell hundreds of items, almost 100 items a day. I'm in the eBay window all day long. I'm within and I had no idea this existed. Like maybe that's on me, like not going through, but look, go to your eBay, go to eBay and like go to the selling window, and it's just like, it's overwhelming. Like, and I still, even though I use it all day, every day, I still like can't find things. Like it takes me like, okay, where do I go? And then I go to the help menu and it doesn't help, but I digress. I still love eBay as a platform, but this irked me. I feel like they're taking advantage of people by getting that extra transaction fee. I think it sucks, but hey, we all know now, if you're watching this video, you know how to fix it. By the way, that link is in the description. It is taking advantage, because if people didn't know each other in the hobby, would you have ever went to live chat? Exactly. Like, and I even told the person in live chat, I'm like, hardly anybody, nobody that I like, because this question has come up many times. by different people. Like, hey, how do you get people to buy in one transaction? And I was under the assumption it was on the buyer. Like, I just assumed the buyer was buying separately, like going through, and it's like, hey, can you like add to your cart so I'm not getting charged 30 cents on 10 different items? But it's, you have to click that button. And I'm going to monitor it just to make sure it's working. And we'll see. And so hopefully this prevents being overcharged. But I think if you're doing volume, this could save you hundreds of dollars in unnecessary transaction fees. So it's annoying. I'm like, can you like can you like audit my transactions? Can you help me out here? Like, how much have you overcharged me? Audit my account so I can get some money back. Let's all go buy 2 or more items from Bo today and see how it. Hey, I like that idea. By the way, if you want to, hey, you can just shop. You don't have to buy. The eBay link to my store is also in the item description. So Herman says, I've looked for the combined shipping setting myself and sounds like it's in there too. It is. And I think it's also, and let me double check here. I think you could also get to the combined shipping via the promotions. And let me try to find it again. And I don't use the promotion button often. I go check it every once in a while. I think it's under promoted listings, maybe. Yes. So it's under promoted listings, and then create a new campaign. Let's see. We'll do simple. Okay, I think at one time it was under that. But anyway, there is an option. Yes, if you're looking for combined shipping rules, it is also within that link. Feel free to swing by my eBay store. Jenny has a wrench. Jenny, post your link. Jenny's got an eBay store over. Anybody, if you don't have a wrench, let me know. I'll give you a wrench. You can post any links you want as long as it's not like porn. But Jenny, go ahead and post your eBay store link. Anybody else can share, because I just love sharing the wealth, because we're not in competition. Like, I think it's great. I love helping other sellers sell their cards. And, some people aren't doing the volume that some of us are, and they're not taking the time to list a 1990 NBA Hoops Spud Webb, but they may have high-end cards, and I don't have high-end cards, so I just love helping everybody. I need to find a Red Sox and Yankees collector, because they pile is getting big on them teams. Those are the 2 teams that I get the most requests for when I was trading. I'm not trading, but when I was, Yankees and Red Sox were 2 of the most requested teams. I'm trying to think of who there were. At one time, there were like 3 guys trying to do the 1 million Yankees project, and I'm pretty sure they kind of gave up on that. But yeah, Red Sox and Yankees were 2 of my biggest requested teams. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. It is Thursday. I'm gonna do some more shipping today, and then I am gonna do a bulk file exchange upload later. Going to be baseball from my Rockford. Yeah, but Diego, yes. If anybody wants Toronto Blue Jays cards in bulk, and I'm talking like thousands, I would do a flat rate box of Blue Jays, because I've got about 30,000 Blue Jays cards sorted. No thanks to the dude on Facebook that. So, oh yeah, I've got 50,000 Cubs cards. I'll trade for Blue Jays. Are you sure you have 50,000? Because I can probably get close to that. And I spent the next 3-4 months sorting cards and building up that Blue Jays collection. I check in with them, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I'm ready. I've got about 40. I think I have 40,000, whatever it was, 30,000 or 40,000. Hey, I'm ready to trade. What's your count? Oh, I haven't counted yet, but I'm pretty sure I can get there. I'm like, dude, it's been 4 effing months. I was pissed. So not going to trade with that guy. And I will remember, and I remember his name. I had to duck out, but pop back in. I've had my best week of eBay sales in 2 years. That's awesome. First time I picked up a big collection in the fresh inventory. Fresh inventory, man. That there's once those. I mean, when you pop those that fresh inventory in and it just moves. Oh, I love that feeling. Yeah, I've actually my numbers are really good. I had Sunday. Sunday was my best day in a long time, but that was kind of keyed by a bit that redemption that I pulled was a big part of that. But even taking that into account, let's see what my numbers were, because it still would have been a high day, not the highest, but so yeah, it still would have been my highest, my second, third. Would have been my third highest in the last 30 days on Sunday. But yeah, it's been the last few days have been pretty steady. My average days have definitely gone up. My listing impressions, I was hovering at like 8-9 million for forever. My listing impressions, and I haven't within the last week, I haven't listed too many additional items. My listing impressions are close to 11 million. Over the last 30 days. That's up 40% over the previous period. My sales volume is up 23% over the last 30 days. So yeah, so things are starting to move. I'm moving a lot more baseball recently. I'm going to have a ton of Cubs probably come summer. Let's not push my sorting too much. Have a great day. Zach is out. Thank you. I'm going to be out. So have a great Thursday. We'll chat again tomorrow. Just trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to touch on before I go, because then 5 minutes later I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. That's all. So, hey, thanks for tuning in. Have a great Thursday. We'll chat tomorrow.